Alexander Maclaren, a great Scottish preacher, said, "The tears of Christ are the pity of God. The gentleness of Jesus is the long suffering of God. The tenderness of Jesus is the love of God." My dear brothers and sisters, in the entire Bible, there are only two instances in which we see Christ weeping. The first was at the death of Lazarus, found in John 11:35, and the second one in today's Gospel in Luke 19:41, where Christ weeps over Jerusalem. The Greek Bible, my dear brothers, uses a more intense word, eklausen, which means to weep bitterly. The name Jerusalem means a city of peace and has Shalom or peace as its root word. But this very city was at the verge of destruction and the people were unaware of it. But Christ, he foresaw Titus razing Jerusalem in AD 70, and so he wept bitterly. Alexander Maclaren, a great Scottish preacher, said, "The tears of Christ are the pity of God. The gentleness of Jesus is the long suffering of God. The tenderness of Jesus is the love of God." When we look at the weeping Christ in this perspective, the image that immediately comes to our mind is that of the Good Shepherd. Jerusalem, which did not recognize Christ, that's the lost and wandering sheep. Darkness has descended. Predators are on the prowl. A storm was churning. But the naive lamb is unaware. But the shepherd, he was anxious. He knew that the wolves are around. The storm was churning. He knew of the terrors of the night. As St. Paul says in the letter to the Romans, chapter 9, verses 2 and 3, "I have a great sorrow and unceasing anguish in my heart. I wish I could help my Jewish brothers and sisters, my people. I would even wish that I were cursed and cut off from Christ, that I would help them." Christ could do nothing but weep bitterly. He would have done anything to make them believe in him. He worked many wonders, he raised the dead, he cast out demons, yet the people rejected him. As St. John in chapter 1 verse 10 says, "He came to his people, they did not recognize him." Christ wanted them to have abundant life, but they chose eternal death. They cried out, "Let his blood be upon us and our children." My dear brothers and sisters, Christ wept because of the insensitivity of the Israelites. And the message that the gospel has for us today is that we should not repeat this. As St. Paul says in Ephesians chapter 1 verse 18, "Let us pray that the Father Almighty send his spirit of wisdom and revelation to enlighten the eyes of our hearts, so that we may know the hope to which he has called us." With Paul Baloche, let us sing, "Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you."